Well, odds are you've heard about these rumors involving Kanye West and Jeffree Star. They both live in Wyoming. Kim and Kanye are potentially getting a divorce, and Ava Louise, a TikTok influencer, decided to add fuel to the fire, spreading a rumor that the YouTuber and rapper were seeing each other at some point. This eventually spiraled into headlining news, with some of the biggest news or gossip outlets, including Daily Mail and TMZ, picking up on it. Apparently, at one point, Kris Jenner was going to sue Ava. Jeffree would end up making a video addressing the situation and has tweeted out numerous times denying the claims. But to no surprise, Star, being the businessman that he is, realized there's an opportunity here. So he tweeted out, I quote, "I'm definitely not sleeping with Kanye, but the amount of rappers in my DMs is wild, bitch. Time to make a hit song in bed." Today on Info from Overload, we're counting down the top 5 rappers rumored to be sleeping with Jeffree Star. Smash that like button, and before we get into this one, folks, well, these are just rumors, so whatever needs to be said, so I'm not held responsible or accountable, let me just say the 5 on this list are based on pure speculation and are not meant to be taken as any proof or evidence of anything. Last thing I want to do is get sued. Given that we got a total of like 6 people on here, the 5 plus Jeffree, well, it seems like I'm playing with fire here. As if making a list about Jeffree Star isn't bad enough. Guys probably gonna send me a cease and desist letter for just saying his name in this video. All right, now that all the boring legal stuff is out of the way, which I really don't think anything I said makes any difference in a court of law if I were to get sued. Hey, I did my part, guys. Let's get into this one. Starting us off at number 5, we got Lil Nas X. When Lil Nas dropped Old Town Road, no one thought it would turn into the smash hit it's become today. In fact, I doubt Lil Nas ever thought it would turn him into a superstar who now boasts over 5 million Twitter followers, 6 million Instagram followers, and has continued to grow his brand over the years. We've seen Lil Nas X team up with the original Nas, BTS, and of course Billy Ray Cyrus. Diplo and DaBaby both did remixes of their own on a couple of Lil Nas X's tracks, and he's also teamed up with a few YouTubers. We're talking James Charles, who did Lil Nas's makeup, and possibly Jeffree Star. It may seem like a long shot, but it seems there are a few common connections. Obviously the first one being James and Jeffree. The two were good pals until the whole Dramageddon thing unraveled and turned into lawsuits that we've continued to see pop up today. However, just because at one point they weren't on the best of terms doesn't mean there aren't any mutual friends between the two. In fact, as we know, Dramageddon pretty much started between a bunch of mutual friends, or so we thought. Turns out your closest friends truly are your enemies. At least it seems so in the case of Dramageddon with Tati and Jeffree and Shane, but that's besides the point. Getting back to Lil Nas X here, well, aside from James Charles, I'm sure he's befriended other YouTubers as well. As big of a community as it is, it seems to be a very small circle. Everyone knows each other, or at least knows someone who knows that person. They all party together, collab together, and work together, whether we realize it or not. So it's possible these two met one evening and Lil Nas X was interested. Of course, it only makes things even more interesting that both these men are musicians, and Lil Nas X has been incredibly proactive in regards to trying to help normalize homosexuality in hip-hop. So what better way to drop a song with one of the biggest YouTubers in the world while announcing you're also together? It's a long shot, but I could dream. And before anyone gets any ideas that Lil Nas X and James Charles are potentially into each other, well, it seems that could be a one-way street. Lil Nas X made it pretty clear when they did their collab that they were just friends. Pop Crave posted to their Twitter account a photo of their collab captioned, "James Charles and Lil Nas X tease YouTube collaboration video dropping today." As you could imagine, there were tons of replies speculating things, to which Lil Nas X replied to the original tweet, I quote, "Two gay men can do things together without y'all sexualizing it." That being said, Lil Nas X recently tweeted out, I quote, "Need a BF to take to Aspen and bring in the new year with. Must have sufficient self-esteem, a moderately tragic backstory, and a crazy ex who wants to take you back from me." And James just had to reply, "I'm an amazing skier." I mean, he checks all the boxes, so as long as Jeffree and Lil Nas don't come to fruition, James will probably keep shooting his shot. On to number 4, we got Lil Pump. What? Lil Pump? Like the kid that said, "Esca!" or whatever he said and sang Gucci Gang? You betcha. Although he's never come out as gay or bisexual, and in the past has made some homophobic comments, fans of the I Love It rapper have questioned his sexuality in the past. That being said, Pump is also known to be a massive troll, and really just do whatever it is he has to do to remain relevant. In regards to his sexuality, there was an Instagram post where Lil Pump was wearing a pink sports bra. It had a lot of people commenting things, as you can imagine, which led to tons of speculation that Lil Pump would never address. With all due respect to the kid, it seems J. Cole was kinda right. When the two rappers were going at it over tracks, J. Cole made the point that when your 15 minutes of fame is over, and you've got the fancy cars and jewelry and big house, now what? You have these very expensive assets and no way of affording them or the maintenance required. It seems that's exactly what happened to Lil Pump, who hasn't dropped an album since February of 2019, and throughout 2020 just released a few singles. And given that Lil Pump has consistently tried to stay relevant over the years, I could see why he'd be in Jeffree's DMs. As of late, Pump has been most notably talking about his love for Donald Trump, wearing his Make America Great Again hat all over, and even releasing his latest track titled Lil Pump Big MAGA Stepping, with the cover art being Pump wearing a MAGA hat. This is literally just a kid who had a taste of fame and fortune and screwed it up, so he's trying to find ways to stay relevant once again. And with these rumors rumors about Star and Kanye circulating, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before Lil Pump does something, especially given that one of his biggest songs had Kanye feature. It's like a perfect storm for the kid. Even if there was no real intention of him actually trying to follow through to get with Jeffree, even Lil Pump getting exposed for being in the DMs would be a story, and that's all this kid needs. Halfway now at 3, I Love McKinnon. Definitely not the most well-known rapper on this list. However, one of his biggest songs was with Drake, and it was an absolute banger. You guys remember that saying, the club going up on a Tuesday? It's because of a song these guys made. However, it seems since McKinnon's career just hasn't been able to continue on the upward trajectory, and it could be because he came out as gay, but that was a risk he was willing to take. With his hit song in 2014 dropping, I Love McKinnon grew himself a decent following, leading up to him announcing in January 2017 that he was gay. His tweets read, I quote, "As a fashion icon, I can't tell you about everyone else's closet, I could only tell you about mine, and it's time that I've come out. And since y'all love breaking news, here's some old news to break. I'm gay. And now I've told you about my life, maybe you can go live yours." I haven't heard much of him since, but he's been strongly advocating for the link between hip-hop and the LGBTQ+ community. I quote him saying, "It's like, it's gonna come to a head eventually, gay and hip-hop, because they're two worlds that try to act that they don't with each other, but they do, very hard. You can listen to any rapper and they'll tell you about a gay designer more than their female counterparts." He went on to explain that although there's a disconnect, a lot of rappers wear clothing designed by gay men. I quote him saying, "You're so anti-gay, but you support gay brands? You can't support a gay man, you can support a gay brand?" Going back to Jeffree, well, it's possible I Love McKinnon is in Jeffree's DMs trying to spread the message. Again, they're both in music, openly gay men, and given that Jeffree does have quite a large following, and I Love McKinnon has quite a serious topic that needs to be discussed, well, the two could certainly go hand in hand. Not sure if there's any romance here, but they are both covered in tats, so maybe it's a common interest. Number 2, Tekashi 6ix9ine. Much like Lil Pump, this guy just loves to be the center of attention, and unlike Lil Pump, it seems just when you think Tekashi is gone for good, he always finds a way to come back. I personally thought after his jail release, someone would try to kill him, but I guess I was wrong. Either way, 6ix9ine here has denied numerous times in the past that he's gay. Aside from this, he's had numerous public relationships with plenty of women, including of course his baby mama. Still, as I said before, like Lil Pump, I can see Tekashi trying to find ways to get entangled with Jeffree just to get his name out there. A common interest both of these men apparently have is rainbow colored hair, so it's quite possible that alone is enough common ground for Tekashi to slide into Jeffree's DMs asking who his hairstylist is. At the end of the day, we can't forget these are all businessmen, and as much as we may hate it, it makes them money when we talk about them. No different than Jake Paul, but I actually like these guys better. Finally, in at number 1, we got Kanye West. I mean, come on. These are the rumors that inspired this list in the first place. Of course he's going to be number 1. As I said before, Ava Louise, who started the rumor, has admitted everything was fake. Jeffree has denied the claims numerous times on Twitter, and Kris Jenner apparently threatened to eventually take legal action if Ava kept spreading the false lies. Now, I'm not going to stand here and say there is any truth to the rumors, which Ava clearly said she made up. I don't want to get sued by Kris Jenner. That being said, I could speculate that maybe, just maybe, out of pure speculation of course, there is some truth to what Ava said. It wasn't supposed to be public knowledge, and now the queen of public relations, the momager, the one and only Kris Jenner, had to take matters into her own hands. And it was a blessing in disguise, because now Kim, Kanye, and Jeffree are all making headlines, which only adds value to their brands, making them more money. And let's be honest here, folks, that's all they really seem to care about. And there you guys have it for the top 5 rappers rumored to be sleeping with Jeffree Star. As I said before, guys, pure speculation. But let me know in the comments down below which one you think is the most likely. Jeffree may just be trying to stoke the flames by tweeting that other rappers are in his DMs. Who knows? For now, let's do some comment replies from the video. Armie Hammer accused of sending graphic Instagram DMs. Feministic said, "This sounds like a nightmare I'd have." Getting DM'd by Armie Hammer, saying these graphic things, or actually doing them? Either way, I think, yeah. For sure. If Armie Hammer DM that stuff to me, it'd be a nightmare. I would be like, this is not cool, dude. Sierra Jones said, "What the actual freak? We really out here trying to show up 2020 with all the BS." I don't want to kink shame. If that's what he's into, that's what he's into. As long as it's consensual, I'm gonna say I'm cool with it. That's my honest opinion, guys. As long as both parties were on board and they're not, you know, if like hurting other people, I guess. I don't know. Like, at what point do you draw the line where it's like, you know, if it's not hurting somebody else, but what if it's consensual? If they're into that, like, I don't know. Aya Papaya said maybe it's just a role play thing. I think it was. Again, waiting on more information to come out. Since I recorded that video, more information has come out. I know one article said he was removed from the movie he was gonna do. Another article said he stepped down from the role so he could be with his kids because of all these rumors. It's a messy situation. I really don't know, and we gotta just wait to see what happens. Anyways, guys, I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. Hope you guys are staying safe and healthy. Sending you lots of love always, and we'll see you soon.